What's going on, guys? So today I wanted to give the 6-month update on the Battle Beaver controller. I made a video on this months ago when I first got the controller, and it was mostly positive. I was really impressed with the controller initially, so I wanted to give an updated video after 6 months to just see how it's holding up, the wear and tear that goes on into it, and you know, kind of say like over time, is this something that you guys should be buying, and is it worth the purchase? A lot of the times with controllers like the Elites 1 and 2, they break down after a while. So yeah, I wanted to give my thoughts here. So I guess just getting into it, just visually, you guys could see, I was going to kind of clean up the controller a little bit, but I figured I'd leave it in its gross state as it is right now to let you guys know just how much wear and tear has gone into it. So as you can see, it's pretty dirty. I'm trying to get my phone in there to have a little bit of light to show you guys, but as you can see, there's some dirt. And then if we look on the back side here as well, I mean, geez, it's pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie, the sweat builds up here on the back and on the buttons especially. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of gunk. I definitely recommend cleaning this every time it gets pretty dirty, because it does happen pretty frequently. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're up to. Definitely stained, but as for performance, I will say the smart triggers still work perfectly. I love the USB-C port. In my Elite 1 controller, it was like an old port, and it was just really bad. Like the plug-in was like disconnecting, it was breaking. So I love a stronger connection. That's pretty standard on controllers now, though. I will say my what are these called? I don't even know what these are called. Control freaks are kind of an essential on this controller. I didn't realize it didn't come with raised sticks, so I definitely recommend getting these. I like to have my right stick have a little bit of a higher stick, and then my left stick just kind of a standard regular control freak. As for the buttons in the back here, first off, I love having buttons. I've adjusted perfectly to these buttons, like no issues with these as opposed to paddles in the back. I actually think these are better because they're more responsive and they're just easier to click. Like, I'm not misclicking them accidentally. If I want to click them, they're there to click. Like I said, the smart triggers are great, and all the buttons work fine. Like, everything works. There's no misinputs. I never have to click anything twice for it to function, even 6 months in. One thing I will say that has happened to me, and it has happened, apparently it's a common problem, or a fairly common problem on these controllers. The button, it's kind of loose in there. The hole that they drill in is sometimes gets very loose on one of the buttons. On this one, it's I believe it's my left, or no, I believe it's my right here. This button right here has been pretty loose, and so what ends up happening is sometimes you'll click and it won't work. And I was having this problem for about 2 weeks, and I was thinking, I'm gonna have to get this fixed because it's really frustrating. This is my jump button, so when I go to jump in a game, it wouldn't jump, and so that's obviously really frustrating. And I was thinking I was gonna have to get it fixed, but what I ended up doing was just twisting. I just twisted it. You can like twist it like a screw, and you find the right position and it fixes itself. So if you keep it in that position, it should be fine. I mean, it's not a permanent fix, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it does fix it, as long as it's in that position. But then all of a sudden, I just kind of forgot about it, and now it works perfectly fine. I never ever have a misclick with it. So I don't know what was happening for like 2 weeks straight. It wasn't registering, but now it's kind of back to normal. No issues there. Getting into performance, I think I've had a much better performance over 6 months. A game I play is Apex. I play a lot of FPS games. I can definitely say that I have been getting so much better. I think largely because of this controller. It's just so great for movement. Like, input is great, and it just feels so clean having the smart triggers, along with the back buttons here. It just feels more responsive. I feel more elite, I guess you could say, if that's not the nerdy thing to say. As for improvements I would like to make, I would say that these back grips are not great. They definitely get a little sweaty, and it gets like pretty slippery. That's one thing I would say. If you can invest in grip, I would get it. Another thing I would say for you, if you're looking to buy a Battle Beaver, get 4 buttons. You can get up to 6 buttons in the back, 3 on each side, so you could have 2 more here and 2 more here as well. I definitely recommend it because you never know if some of the buttons in the back aren't going to work, and just having more, even if you're not bounding them to anything at any given time, it's just good to have in the back pocket. I wish I got more. And then one other thing I will definitely say, if you are considering getting this game and you are, sorry, this controller, and you are a streamer, definitely get the option where these clicks aren't loud. Do not get the one where the clicks sound like this, because you'll be able to hear it on your stream. You can actually have an option to get custom buttons and triggers that don't make sound. They're just silent. I definitely recommend that, just because it is totally really loud on the stream. Kind of a pain. Now, one last thing with these controllers before, you know, that's the end of the video, is that you could get an Xbox controller like this, or you could get a PlayStation controller, which I don't have. PlayStation controllers typically have lower input delay, so if you're looking for max performance, you could probably cut this input delay, which is only about 8 milliseconds. You could cut that in half with a PlayStation controller, down to about 4 milliseconds. Now, what is the benefit of that? You're just a little bit snappier, a little bit more responsive, but I find PlayStation controllers are a lot less comfortable, so I just prefer to have this controller. I've been using Xbox controllers my whole life, so it's just a comfortability thing. But Battle Beaver makes great PlayStation controllers as well, custom to you, so I definitely recommend, if you're looking and you want best performance, try out the PlayStation controller as well. Now, you can actually enter discount codes on these controllers. I'll try to put a link into the description to a discount code if you guys are looking to buy. And yeah, save yourself some money on this controller, because it is pretty expensive. The more customization you add, the more expensive it's going to be. So adding more buttons is going to be a little bit more expensive, but overall, is it worth it? I say maybe. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about Battle Beaver. If you have a controller, if you're looking to get one, if you have concerns of how it'll be over time, definitely feel free to drop a comment down below, and I'll be sure to answer. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Peace.